Howdy y'all, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome to episode 22, part 7 of my Let's Play of Transport Fever 2. In the previous episode, we didn't get much done, though we did get the first arrival of steel to Paris, but we also introduced a new ship, as well as introducing some new services to basically, well, modifications to the services. As my freight trains were not as carrying as much cargo, because of the lack of cargo being brought in. But that will change eventually once I get the chance to basically transport other commodities to other parts of the map. And fortunately, my steel train that has just left the steel mill not too long ago has enough steel to basically finish the Eiffel Tower project. Though I feel like I should start delivering more construction materials to the construction materials plant. Only delivering like 10 units of stone each, and there's a handful of them already. I think I'm probably going to move this from platform 1 to platform 4 instead, so it at least will give my trucks a clearance to collect their loads. Well, the harvest doing well, it's growing, though the noise level the emissions are not doing too good. Now, I'm pretty sure you may not have remembered, but emissions is one of the newest features in the game. Basically, vehicles that produce a large amount of emissions reduces the amount of population a city can have. Basically, the highest amount of emissions will basically make more people not happy. This is because, for one, they don't want to be around with smoke and smog. So, eventually, there will be vehicles that have emission levels that are just too much, and they probably would not be happy. For example, let's have a look at a couple of these road vehicles for just a moment. For example, the horse-drawn stagecoach only has an emission level of 65, but this bus, powered by steam, is at 75. And let's have a look at the trolleys for just a moment. A horse-drawn trolley has 66, a steam tram has 80, but an electric has 69. Not as low as the horse-drawn streetcar, but a lot better than the steam-powered trams. However, it's still the 1880s, and emissions is not as bad as people think it is for now. Now then, let's see. Cities are growing pretty well. And I believe I have every vehicle on their routes. Let's see. Yep. Well, the steel mill is doing pretty well. Though, I think this station could basically have a little bit more. Oh! The iron ore mine is producing at a good rate. Same for this coal mine. I think I probably might as well increase the amount of wagons this has. Let's add about... Let's make it 280 units of coal. Let's just take out a small loan to cover that. And modify. Perfect. Oop, forgot. So many vehicles. It's affecting the frame rate. Surprisingly, there's a lot of grain available, but none of it's being shipped out. Hence why the grain farms are not at full production just yet. Same for the fishery. Although a lot of my trains are carrying fish, it's just not enough. The shipment needs to go higher. I need to deliver some to Luxembourg, but I don't have trackage rights, or rights to basically operate vehicles in this region. Which, this being Belgium and Luxembourg. I don't even have track rights into Germany. Considering there's a coal mine super close by at Stornberg. Let's actually have a look at some of our balance. Ooh. Freight train A is not earning as much money as I was expecting. But surprisingly, my coal train is actually earning the most, at nearly 12 million francs. The most profitable passenger service is Express Train D, the one traveling all the way from Dijon to Calais. If there's one thing I basically like to do in this type of game, it's just to basically serve the residents as much as I can. Sure, my systems may not be efficient or make a lot of money, but at least it's helping the towns grow. Like, my services are basically helping the town grow, though the traffic and the emissions is not that great, and I'm not just supplying any machinery or clothing, but it's still good nonetheless. Which begs the question, where's that steel train? I see the coal train, but I don't see the steel train just yet. Maybe it's already near the spy. Let's have a look. Retreat E. Oh! It actually has dropped off the steel already. Perfect. With the steel dropped off, now it's heading its way towards the Eiffel Tower construction site. Thankfully, these building materials are gonna help make us a little extra money. I'm hoping by the end of this mission we'll be able to basically pay off our quite big loan, as we're over 333 million francs in debt. Well, not in debt, but just a huge loan that we need to pay off. Only 7 passengers? Though, I recently have decided maybe it's time for a new engine to service this line. This 03060 tank engine, the Boer, complete with French text, seems like a perfect match for this operation. Speaking of which, can this engine be recolored? Yeah, it can be. Let's actually see if we can add some of these green coaches to the service. $3.92 million francs. Let's just modify and see what it looks like. Doesn't look too bad. Though, if I get rid of the color, it'll look the same. Let's see. Actually, this engine is alright. Speaking of which, what's the top speed? 50? Huh. Well then, that actually makes this train a little better to use then. Though, I'll probably give it a much more appropriate coat of paint. Let's see. That'll do. It'll be more of a suburban passenger service for this train. It's a little tank engine, but it's just taking a special excursion along the main line, which is normally reserved for the large tender engines. Though, let's see. Paris is still big, but the grove at Acheatments, right here in the middle of the map, is actually doing pretty well. The town is growing pretty well at a nice rate. It will soon have a population of at least 199 residents. It's not much, but it is a good starting point for building quite a profitable system and making your cities grow. Alright. 20 more units of steel to go, and it should be finished. Alright. Let me see. Frequency. This one takes the most at 55. This one takes the slowest at 38. That's because that's the convoy for carrying fish. Speaking of which, train G2 has the most fish being loaded. G1 hasn't even has a whole load of fish loaded up already. Doesn't make sense. Despite the fact I'm able to deliver that fish to its rightful destination. Well, it's loading, albeit slowly. Freight train G, it had a full load of fish earlier. Well, if Shalmon is able to grow with the fish deliveries, I can't complain. It's only a matter of time before the last deliveries of steel are brought in. Wagons 31 and 30 are coming in with the last 2 loads needed to finish the project, but I'll still keep steel production up because I feel like the steel could be useful later. Let's see. 144 passengers were loaded at one point. That's a pretty good amount of money. Passengers loading up. There's a lot of passengers heading towards Lille on Paris on Express Train A and Lille on Express Train D. Alright, that's 191 units of steel. Though I do want to operate a special train to go from Le Havre all the way towards maybe somewhere in the east to Mulhouse in Switzerland.
Congratulations, the second phase of the construction is complete. The exposition also needs a huge gallery. The Palais des Machines has been designed to proclaim the modernity and industrial strength of France. Its elegant span will even exceed that of St. Pancras Station in London. Help to build this vast nave of glass and steel by transporting these resources to the construction site.
Our next supply that we need to deliver is glass. And glass can be made in this factory at Verdun, which requires basically sandstone, potash, and coal, or sandstone and potash with 2 loads of logs to produce 2 units of glass. We still don't have concession rights to expand into other parts of the map, but at least, however, we can start delivering other commodities. However, we do not have access to delivering basically any logs. However, we can start delivering loads of sandstone from the quarry, though we'll have to build a loop track to connect the sandstone quarry to Verdun. Then I'll have to build a track to connect to, deliver potash. I'm gonna put it at 320 like normal, just in case if I get a very big surge in traffic. Alright. Industry went down. Oh, great. Nancy is out of coal, so we can't produce any more steel. Though, now it's carrying more coal, right? I'll put it back at 350 units. But at least our loan is coming down little by little. But, due to the mine, and being the only mine that we can serve right now, I think it's best if we start operating another train on this line and copy that same train that we had to deliver the coal. Let's see. So, since it only needs sandstone and potash and coal to produce glass, I'll need to build a 4-track station. because one train can deliver the loads of potash, sandstone, and coal. One can pick up the glass and take it to Paris. That will require some ground manipulation in order to do that. Bridge pillar collision. Great, just great. Well, it looks like I'll have to basically build a spur track off of the passenger track. But that's the price to pay to building such a good transport system. 2.3 million francs. Alright, I'll just put it at that. Alright. Perfect. I'll activate the slip switch. And come to think of it, why would I need to have a terminal station there? It could easily work well with a station like this. Although space will be tight, it will at least make this section work. Let's see. Let's place down a road here. If I can just get it in one spot. And then I'll have to basically start laying track through the village and then connect to the main line to bring in potash. Ugh, I did not want to do that. There we go. Much better. 3. I know these buildings will be removed, but again, that will be the price to pay to building a good transport system. Though, these bridges have got to basically be replaced. They are just too low. Let's make this that type of bridge and just figure out how to get this connected. Well, I don't like it, but it's the only way I can basically get this road finished. Because if everybody is unable to get to other towns via their own horse-drawn wagons, then it's just not worth it. Believe me, you can't just force people to use your services if you just make that service of yours the only way to get there. Let's see. Construction. There's another gap in the track again. We'll go there, connect, and connect. Perfect. Now trains of potash can finally be brought in. So I'll have to basically build some of this unique switching right here, along with this double slip switch. Okay, so trains of sandstone and coal, along with trains of glass, will take this track up here. This will be the freight-only line to this glass factory. First of all, I need to make the tracks a little more straighter. Alright, add a slip switch, and then start to climb the grade up. Ooh, that cutting does not look good. Unless I build it way out here. It's longer, but at least it will look prettier. Now, let me see. Is there a crossing over this? No. So, I could at least build a crossing over. Or build a bridge over the road. It'll work. Connect. And connect this. Alright. Now with that done, all I just have to do is just smooth the ground around it. And, of course, I gotta place down the signals. Alright. Then add the signals for the upward line. You could also work as a bypass if anything happens in the tunnel that leads to the passenger station. Of course, nothing like that happens in the game, but you never know. Alright, the new freight line is finished. Now I have to figure out how to get this train track of sandstone onto the main line up there. I guess I could build a small curved loop. Like this. Ooh, that does not look pretty. That does not look pretty at all. I'll do it up here a little. Let's see. Still nothing. Oh well. Alright. Actually, let's see. This is gonna be some of the most odd tracks I have ever laid in this map. Let's see. There we go. However, since there's only going to be one type of train using these tracks, and I also got to get another platform set up here at the sandstone quarry. Alright. However, I might as well double track this just in case. Okay, since this is freight train A1, then I'll have to do freight train A2. Freight train A2. Okay. Load up, 10 minutes. This will be freight train H. This will go onto platform 2. Full up, but 10 minutes. Freight train H. And since this coal train and freight train C, then it will be freight train C1. And then another one that just goes straight to here, which will be freight train C2. Full load, 10 minutes. And then for the load of glass that's going straight to Paris, it'll be on track 3 for unloading. Full load, any 10 minutes. Freight train GI. And of course, I gotta set up a new truck service to deliver the loads of glass. Let's see. Wagon Convoy G. And with full load. And the only commodity you're loading up there is basically glass. You'll unload at the site. And now I gotta get some new vehicles. But first, I need to get some trucks to pick up. Horse-drawn wagons. Because of the glass, I do not want to risk the glass getting damaged while being out. So these closed trailer wagon convoys will basically do it. Then I'll basically need to copy the trains on C1 and A1, which both cost about over 50 million francs. Leash. That's so much money. If I don't basically pay back this loan, I am never gonna feel like I'm a true transport king. Alright. Freight train C2. Freight train A2. Let's see. Yes. I'll need a train to carry the loads of potash. Let's see. Let's just get another one of these. And about... about 15 of these wagons. And I also need enough to basically buy a train to carry the glass. So I have a feeling that we're probably going to be at 400 million francs. Let's see. H. Oops, wrong locomotive. I do not want that type of engine. Okay. Then we'll just have a couple of these British goods wagons. All I just need is 200 units of glass. That's all I need. And away our new vehicles go. Now hopefully, with the connections to our new industries, yep, the sandstone mine is starting to increase its shipment numbers eventually. So will the coal mine, which is doing right now, and the potash factory, which is located high up in the mountains near Nancy, is starting production of potash ore. And soon enough, there'll be a load of glass waiting to be taken all the way to Paris to basically help with one of the exposition buildings. And I think we came to a good ending point for this episode. So if you enjoyed this episode of my Let's Play Transport Fever 2, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for new video uploads every Friday or Saturday, depending on my outside schedule. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye!